11:36 where Nevada comes to talk, and our daily. Used to be weekly, now it's daily. Our conversations with Ely Mayor Nathan Robertson. A couple of program notes. About 2:45, we will take you to the White House for their daily coronavirus press briefing. And then at 5 o'clock, Governor Sisolak will have an update on the state's efforts to mitigate the impact of COVID-19. We will have that live for you here on the Nevada Talk Network. And then at 6 o'clock, from the first season of the Golden Knights, We're
playing reruns?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Well, we do the NASCAR week, except not this weekend. They never run on Easter Sunday. But,
right.
But we're doing classic NASCAR on the weekends, and now we have classic hockey.
Well, that's great.
It's fun stuff, don't you know? I mean, we have to have something for the people who are having their sports withdrawal.
And they are having sports withdrawal.
They're sick and tired of watching the Russian table tennis tournaments or whatever they're running on ESPN's 37 now.
Right.
Anyway, it's been you have been busy. You always are busy between your small business, between your third career as a checker, but you didn't have that today, and the mayor of Ely, the political end of it. You guys have been working on testing for tomorrow's Ely City Council meeting at 5 o'clock.
Yep, we've been having some dry runs and just testing to make sure we can make this work. And, just like everybody in the community, internet's always it's either working or it's not. So
it's either working or it's not. And I still need to post that. I've been so busy. We will get that posted so that people can see. We'll post that to our Facebook page so you can see how to do Zoom, which is a thing. You can do that either on your phone or online, or you can use a landline to do it.
Yeah, you can they have an option there for those who don't either have a reliable internet connection or maybe not as computer savvy. You can just call in on your landline.
So there you go. You can actually, for once, enjoy the pleasure of a Ely City Council meeting.
It's available to all.
Available to all. Very, very, very easy. Has all of this given you a different concept of what it's like to be in public service? Different than you thought it would be?
Well, I think it's different than everybody thought. I know during one of the governor's interviews on either it was State of Nevada or maybe it was something else, I forget, he was remarking even himself that I hadn't planned on this being things I'd be dealing with as governor. And nobody plans for it, I suppose. But it's been great to see just everybody in the community pitching in and serving their community.
But you're with us every weekday, and that's something that we appreciate. And it's we were talking about when we started when you came to office. It was every other week we'll talk about a lot of the things that are going on in the community and the things they're dealing with. And now we're here every day dealing with the issues that a local government deals with. We look at all the things that are being dealt with on a federal and state level, but the local response to this, and all politics is local, as we've been saying for years and years. It's not just our president, it's not just our governor, it's the people that are down in the trenches and are working on this.
Well, and you can see the difference, too, between communities that actively respond to this and communities that have not responded so well. I think our community has responded amazingly, and that's the reason I've been here on your radio program and other places every day of the week that I can get on, just because people need the information. It's a scary time. They want to know what's going on. They want to be reassured. They want data that comes out that they can rely on and make decisions about. And we're trying to just step up to the plate and make sure that there's enough information out there so that people know what's happening and what they need to do and where our community's at. And
they need to know that the rumors it's like we quashed a big misstatement yesterday on this during this half hour. That there was not another active case of COVID-19 in White Pine County, that person that they thought hadn't been in White Pine County for weeks.
Yeah.
And that, that was all at once. Oh, are they covering this up? I said, no. Here's what really happened.
Right.
And that's why you have a local media. That's why you have I will mention Karen just because I have felt for her since the day she started over there. But you have media here that is proactive. We try to be proactive.
Yeah, and everybody's been doing a great job. I mean, the paper I know doesn't come out daily anymore, but they've been trying to keep people updated, and yourself and the other radio station and the hospital has been posting. They just had another update. They posted yesterday, I believe, just with the number of tests they'd done. We still just have the one case, but they're nearing, I want to say they're nearing 80 or so tests.
Yeah.
Some more than that, which
I
think
is amazing considering how few of those tests are really available.
Well, and I think our local health officials have done an amazing job, not only finding materials with the help of our community and tests, but getting those tests read. They get that turnaround here at the hospital in 1 to 2 days from the time they take the test to the time they get the results back, which I think is just fantastic. So big shout out to them.
Looking at the state results and realizing that from the start of the week to today, we've gone from 30 to 80 deaths.
Yeah.
And that gives you an idea. You don't have to look at the national numbers. We're looking at just the state of Nevada. And granted, a lot of this is going on in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. But we've seen just an explosion.
Well, they've
from
even had
30
a death
to
up
80.
They even had a death up there in Elko County.
Yes.
And as heartbreaking as that to watch, it's not unexpected. We've been told this is kind of
the explosive nature of this.
Yeah, the exponential kind of spike is something that, whether that's in diagnosed cases or deaths, which are bound to follow diagnosed cases, it's horrible to see. But hopefully, we'd been kind of prepared for this coming down this way, and things have been going, I think, better in Nevada than they have in a lot of states, and we appreciate everybody doing their part on that.
We've been very fortunate, and of course, a lot of it has to do with, and you look at where the bulk of the cases are and the explosiveness, and that is high population counties,
right,
high density areas,
big cities and stuff.
Yeah, and you see the rurals, and we have been very fortunate. Plus, I don't like saying this, but I've got to say this. There is a personality difference between Clark County and the rest of Nevada.
Oh, there's cultural differences between big cities and rurals, no doubt about that. But even in other places in the western U.S., you've seen some places in Idaho that just didn't want to respond to stay-at-home orders or didn't want to respond to business shutdowns. And our community hasn't had that. They've really taken up the cause and done a phenomenal job.
And we've been
couldn't be prouder of them.
We've been very fortunate that because of that response and because of that, we have had one case, and I'm sure that one case is well on the way to recovery.
Mm-hmm. They are, and that's I think that's great. I mean, we'll get more cases. There's little doubt about that, but we just need to keep doing what we're doing. And while you're at home, staying at home for Nevada, fill out your census. Do us all a favor.
Yes,
fill out your census.
Let's touch on that again, because I haven't even. Of course, you know what my days are like here. Every time you come here, you see me frantically in my little office studio there, just trying to get work done. And it's going to get crazier today, I'm afraid. But the bottom line to all of this is that census is what gives the rurals representation. And there's a huge movement to make sure that rather than splitting the rurals into two parts of Nevada, to try to put the rurals in at least one congressional district, which is the way it used to be.
And the census is key to that. I just I had the clerk, or she of her own initiative actually, to contacted the Census Bureau today to figure out to get some updated information on where we were as a county. 27% of people have responded in the county. That's below the state average, which is about 44% people have applied or filled out their census. So while you're at home waiting for something to do, maybe you've gotten to the end of that show you were binging, take a minute, go fill out the census and make sure you count everybody, grandpa, babies, grandma, everybody.
But not the dog.
Not the dog and cat or the guinea pig, but all the humans you have in your house. Make sure they get counted.
My goodness. But yeah, that's important. Census.gov. You can still do it online too.
And that's the preferred way. Then they don't have to send anybody to your house, which would be against social distancing.
Yes.
So do yourself a favor, do it online. One other announcement we had today was that starting on Monday the 13th, up at the Aquatic Center, some of the sewing groups in our community have been making those cloth masks for people that the CDC has recommended.
Oh, delightful.
So if you need one, call them first. And they're distributing one per person, but they have a bunch. The sewing communities really come together and just churned a bunch of these out, which is just fantastic. But starting Monday, you can go pick one of those up.
Well, there you go. I've got my little one here.
I've seen
that yesterday, so I've got that.
The sewing communities those were quite a bit more colorful than yours, I have to say.
We do what we have to do.
They're a crafty group, and they've done a wonderful job.
So we keep working on that. And tomorrow is in addition to your city council meeting, which is at 5:00.
Mm-hmm.
I will. Somebody beat me if I don't do this. Don't beat me literally, but let me know. I have the information that we need to post online for people to get access to the Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
And so I will try to remember to do that today. In amongst the 17 million other things I have to do. But I'm not telling you anything because you've got 17 million things to do.
Go.
Not just as the mayor, but as your boss.
There's always something to do. If you're having trouble getting getting your hands on one of those agendas to see the directions, call down to City Hall and they'll give you those numbers.
Yeah. Or Ely. What's the number at City Hall?
It's 289-2430. They're usually calling me, so I don't usually have to dial them.
289-2430.
I believe that's correct.
Ely. And if it's not right, apologize to the person whose phone number you get.
That's right.
And again, we will have the president up in about 2 hours here. And then we will have Governor Sisolak up at 5:00. And then we will have the Golden Knights at 6:00. And this is from their first run right after when they first started, right after 1 October.
Good.
So they had that big run of win.
Right, yeah.
So, it'll be some exciting hockey to listen to.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Good stuff. In our last couple we've got a couple of minutes? Yeah, 2 minutes here. Are we standing in a position where recovery should be something that is fairly easy for this city to do, to bring everything back up to speed?
Well, that's hard to say what the effects or the economic effects are going to be on our community and our cities and counties. I know the prediction on that is pretty dire. I know we've been working on that with our finance department at the city, and I know the county has as well. Hopefully, we'll be able to start up, and there's some pent-up demand there in our economy, and hopefully most of our businesses, if not all, were able to weather that. But, there's going to be some people that weren't able to do that, and that is unfortunate. On that note, if you are having trouble, whether you're an opened or closed business, do yourself a favor and get on SBA.gov for some of those programs there that they are pushing out to help small businesses. Please avail yourself of that.
SBA.gov/disaster, SBA.gov/coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
They have lots of good information there that you need to have.
Yep.
And I know that we've been hearing that everybody that we are hearing from government sources today. You've been hearing it on the newscast. They're saying everybody who applies and who's determined to be in need will be serviced, and one way or another. And
I cannot even begin to imagine the crush of paperwork they're experiencing on these programs or on any of them. But they are really doing their best. I've spoken with some of those people, and you can tell they're pulling all-nighters. They've been at work for days, and they are just doing their best to make sure that these programs get out there. So don't let their service go to waste, and make sure you're availing yourself of these programs.
Yeah, we've had the people from the state, the state offices of SBA on a couple of times, and they have been saying this is a hectic time.
It is.
So be patient. Hopefully, do everything online that you can. But if you can't, they will be able to get up with you. Okay, Ely Mayor Nathan Robertson, who has to get ready and rested up not only for tomorrow's city council meeting, but for his early day as a cashier.
I'll be there at 6 o'clock, aisle 7.
We always joke about that, but it's quite the experience. Gives you a whole new method to serving your community.
A whole different perspective, but
whole different.
We'll see whoever's down there.
All righty. And we will have this posted for replay later on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Nevada Talk Network. It's 12:52 where Nevada comes to talk.